There are books that you read only once and forget over time, but there are others that stay with you for your whole life. The Little Prince is one of those. Written by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. In 1943, it seems like a children's story, but in reality, it's one of the most profound works ever written about life, love, friendship, and what it really means to be human. Today I invite you to go through 10 memorable quotes from The Little Prince that hide simple but powerful lessons. So sit down, relax, and listen, because maybe one of these quotes will change the way you see life. Number 1, what is essential is invisible to the eyes. This phrase is said by the fox when he teaches the little prince what the word tame means, in the sense of creating bonds, of loving, of caring. Sometimes we believe that what is important is what can be seen, a house, a car, a ring, or a degree. But the Little Prince reminds us that what truly matters cannot be seen. It feels like love, friendship, loyalty, or kindness have no shape or color, but they are what sustain our lives. This phrase invites us to look at things with different eyes, with the eyes of the soul, to recognize that the invisible, the gestures, the emotions, the intentions, is what gives life meaning. Number 2, all grown-ups were once children, although few of them remember it. Before starting the story, the author gives us this phrase as a key that opens the door to the book. We were all children once, but over time we completely forget it. We become serious. We fill ourselves with worries. We stop playing, imagining, and asking why. This phrase is a call to reconnect with our inner child, to remember that at some point we saw the world with wonder, with innocence, with curiosity. And maybe if we look at things that way again, we might be able to handle life better. Being an adult doesn't mean you stop dreaming. It means learning to keep the child's perspective, even when everything around you seems gray. Number 3, you're also alone among men. The Little Prince arrives on Earth, and the snake says this phrase to him when the Little Prince asks, "Where are the men in the desert?" This phrase reminds us that true companionship is not measured by the number of people around us, but by the depth of our connection with others. We can live surrounded by people and still feel lonely because we have forgotten how to look, listen, and understand with our hearts. The snake shows that men are too busy with their own concerns and ambitions. The phrase invites us to seek a more authentic connection, to reconnect with empathy. Number 4, it is much more difficult to judge yourself than to judge others. On the king's planet, the Little Prince learns a great lesson about power and humility. The king tells him that to rule does not mean to command on a whim, but to know yourself first. And it's true, judging others is very easy for anyone to say, "He's wrong, she's mistaken, I would do it better." It costs nothing. What's hard is to look inside and recognize our own mistakes. This phrase invites us to practice self-criticism and empathy, to understand that we all struggle with something, and that true authority begins when we are able to judge ourselves with the same harshness with which we judge others. Number 5, he was nothing more than a fox like 100,000 others, but I made him my friend, and now he is unique in the world. This phrase sums up one of the most beautiful ideas in the book. Everything we love becomes unique. The fox was no different from the others of his kind until the little prince chose him. From that moment on, they became important to each other. That's how love, friendship, and true bonds work. What we touch with our hearts stops being ordinary, instantly and forever. In a world where everything seems replaceable, this phrase reminds us of the value of uniqueness. Every being or person we love is one of a kind. Not because they are perfect, since no one is, but because we made them part of our story and we want them to stay there. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you know when there's a new video. Number 6. You should only ask of someone what they are capable of doing. This phrase, also spoken by the king, teaches us a simple truth. Not all of us can do everything. Sometimes we demand too much from others or even from ourselves. We ask for perfection, speed, results, but each person has their own pace, their limits, their story. The king explains that a good ruler doesn't ask for the impossible, and we, as friends, parents, bosses, or teachers, should remember that. Asking for what's fair is a form of respect. It means recognizing each person's value and ability without demanding more than they can give. Number 7. The desert is beautiful because somewhere it hides a well. When the little prince and the aviator walked through the desert, the heat and fatigue overwhelmed them. But the little prince says this luminous phrase, "The desert is beautiful because it hides something that cannot be seen in life." We all go through deserts, difficult moments, silences, losses, but even in those times there is something hidden waiting for us. Could it be a lesson, an opportunity, a new version of ourselves? The well symbolizes hope, the faith that even when everything seems dry, there is something alive beneath the sand. You just have to search patiently. Number 8. If you come, for example, at 4 in the afternoon, I will start to be happy from 3. This phrase, also from the fox, is one of the sweetest of all. The book tells us about anticipation, about love, about how waiting is also part of the joy when we care about someone. The simple fact of knowing that we will see them fills us with excitement. The fox teaches the little prince that time has value when it is filled with meaning. Waiting is not always wasting time. Sometimes it is preparing the heart. This phrase invites us to enjoy the moments before they happen, because happiness is not only in the meeting, but also in the waiting. Number 9. Will it be necessary for me to put up with 2 or 3 caterpillars if I want to know the butterflies? Before the little prince leaves his planet, the rose says this wonderful phrase to him, and although it sounds poetic, it's a very real lesson. There is no beauty without a process. Butterflies are not born beautiful. First, they must go through the stage of being a caterpillar, of confinement, of transformation. The rose teaches us that in life we have to endure certain discomforts if we want to grow. Change hurts, learning is tiring, waiting is exasperating, but if we have patience, the butterflies arrive, and then we understand that every difficulty was necessary for us to bloom. Number 10. Are you forever responsible for what you have tamed? Of all the lessons from the fox, this is the strongest one. To tame, in the language of the book, means to create a bond. And when we create a bond with someone, a friend, a pet, a love, we take on a responsibility. It's not about possession, but about commitment. Being responsible for what we love means caring, being there, not disappearing. Without explanation, the fox says this to the little prince when they say goodbye. It's a way to remind him that affections leave a mark, and that every true bond means taking care of the other, even from a distance. And have you already read The Little Prince? Which phrase impacted you the most? Leave your opinion in the comment box. And that's all for today. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to this channel. I invite you to also activate the bell so you'll be notified when there's a new video. See you soon.